Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be trying needle felting, which I've been wanting to do for a while. I think it looks so much fun, and I don't know, I've wanted to try it for a while, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a piece of brownish tan felt, and I'm going to be using this as a base because I'm actually going to make stuffies and then put the needle felting on top. And at the end I will do another needle felting project, but for this I just started off simple and make stuffies, which I've done before, and add the needle felting on top. So right now I'm going to be sketching out the shape of what I want to do for the stuffies. This is my own pattern that I just made up. Just sketching this out with pencil, then cutting it out, and this is supposed to be the body, which actually ended up being the head the way it was shapen. But yeah, I'm also cutting a paper one of those out because I'm making two of these stuffies, so I want to make sure I have the same one, and I don't know why I was just stabbing that randomly, but yeah, now I'm going to be sewing these two pieces together, and I could use a sewing machine for this. It'd be a lot quicker, but I don't really know how to use my sewing machine. I haven't really worked on it that much, so I just prefer hand sewing. In my mind, it's a lot easier, and I'm just used to it, and I couldn't really ask for help for this project because this is actually a gift from my mom for Christmas. I'm going to be making a smaller one, which is this one, and a bigger one, so like a mama and baby stuffy situation. And I'm going to be adding needle felting on top of it, and I think it'll look really cute. So now I'm going to be tying that up, flipping it inside out, and then I'm going to be stuffing it. So yeah, just stuffing it, making sure it's plump but like not too stuffed, because I want it to be like sturdy so these can actually sit and stand up on their own, which I mean I guess they'll sit up on their own because I'm going to be making them sitting down. And if you're wondering what this animal is going to be a reindeer. I'm going to be making two of these. I'm just sewing that hole closed, and then I'm going to be adding safety eyes. And these I bought from Amazon a little while ago, and I've used them before, and they're really easy to use, except for this project. It was really hard for some reason. It's probably the hardest part of the project. Trying to get the nose and eyes in was really hard, and then try to put the backing on. I'm trying to figure out my needle felting tool because I thought it might help, and I couldn't figure it out. And yeah, I decided to add some needle felting underneath the eyes to kind of add like a darker kind of shadow look, and trying to incorporate that needle felting look because I want these to have needle felting on them because that's what this video is about. So yeah, I'm just creating that look, adding in the safety eye. I kept wanting to pop out, and it was kind of hard to do, but I did get it in the end, and I think the safety eyes look really cute. I actually made a mama and baby polar bear set last year, and I just used felt for the eyes, and I liked them, but I think the safety eyes look really cute as well. Okay, and now I'm just working on that, and then I'm going to be adding, more dark underneath the eyes, as well as blush with the pink needle felting stuff, wool, I don't know, and just trying to make that look really thin and light, and just try to add more character to it, and make them even more fancier than the ones I made last year. And as I'm finishing them up, I'm going to be creating the body, which again I'm sketching out, cutting out, creating two of those, cutting a piece of paper out so I know what size I made it so I can make the other one, sewing this together. And I realized after I'd finished sewing it and flipping it inside out and stuffing it and everything, I realized that I made this way too small. So I decided to redo that and make it bigger than I had it before, which was kind of annoying because I just done all the work and had to redo it, but I knew I had to change the body size because it just looked way too weird having such a small body. So again, this is just a made-up pattern. It's just kind of making up my pattern and just kind of thinking about what shape it would be. But yeah, I'm just going to keep sewing along, making sure I have an even stitch throughout, and then I'm going to be flipping this inside out and adding stuffing into it, making sure it's plump so it sits up straight. And yeah, And after I have filled it up, I decide to close up the hole and fold over the edges so you don't see that. And now I'm going to be attaching the head on, which this kind of looks creepy right now, but after we add the limbs and everything, it actually looks pretty cute. And now I'm going to be creating the antlers, which is just out of this cream beige felt. And these were kind of hard to cut out. I had to get my little baby scissors out, but they are pretty cute in the end, and I think they look pretty good for made out of felt. And yeah, I think they look pretty good for just using my imagination of what an antler looks like. And now I'm going to be using some fabric medium so these don't fall apart, because felt, if you pull it, it just falls apart. So I'm just going to be using this to seal in the fibers. And here's an example of what I mean by felt just pulls apart. It's not very strong and stuff, so it just pulls apart. So I'm just using my fabric medium, and as you can see, they do not pull apart. And I really don't want these ripping and everything, so as you can see, they pull and they do not fall apart. And now I'm going to be working on a scarf, which I'm going to be using this greenish color, wrapping that around this odd looking reindeer. Kind of looks weird right now, but it does get better. I'm going to be creating some fringe on the end of the scarf, which I realized, like I just said, if felt is cut too thin, it pulls apart. And fringe is very thin, so it kind of fell apart. So I created it a bit thicker, and that ended up working. And it's not as pretty as I would have liked it to be, but I didn't really want to seal in every single piece of fringe. But yeah, now I'm going to be adding little polka dots onto the scarf to add more detail, because the scarves from last year were just plain. And I don't know, I really thought polka dots would look cute on this scarf. And again, using my felting wool and just stabbing little chunks in and wrapping that around my little reindeer and stabbing it into place and weaving it through the felt to get it secured. And now I'm working on the arm or the front leg or the back leg. I actually can't tell what this is, but I sewed it together, flipped it inside out, and stuffed it. And I'm using a pencil to get that through. Again, this is the same process as I've been doing. And again, making another one because I need 4 of these, because reindeer have 4 legs. Wow, I can't believe it. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Sewing it, flipping it inside out, adding stuffing, and that's it. And then I'm going to be creating, I believe these are the front arms, and before it was the back legs. Or not front arms. Reindeer don't have arms, they have front legs. And I'm just sewing those together, flipping it inside out, adding stuffing, just like every single thing I've made so far. Okay, cannot talk today. And now I'm going to finish those up and sew them onto my little deer, which, as you can see, I've already put the ears on. I did it off camera. I don't know, I guess I just forgot to film it. And adding on the front legs, and again, I forgot to film the putting on of the back legs. I don't know why, I just kept forgetting to film these things, and yeah, I'm just new to filming, so yeah, and making sure that they're nice and secure. I'm just stabbing it, and now I'm going to be creating a little tail, which look like the same shape as the ears, and I'm going to be sewing those 2 pieces together, flipping them inside out, adding stuffing, just like every other thing in this process. Wow, I really cannot talk today. After I've done sewing those together, I'm going to be attaching them onto the little deer. And this is kind of a hard thing to do because they're so tiny, but after I got it sewed on, it ended up looking pretty good. And now I'm going to be using some felting wool and adding little spots on the back. 'Cause you know how like baby deer have that? And I want to incorporate more of the needle felting to this, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity. I just took little clumps and created little dots, kind of like what I did with the scarf, but adding more patches. And yeah, and now I'm going to be creating a hoof, which I originally used felt, but it looked like a weird cast or bandage thing. I have no idea. So I went back to needle felting. And this was actually a lot easier than I thought. Needle felting is a quick and fun activity. I mean, these stuffies did take multiple days, actually weeks, but it was totally worth it. And I'm also attaching on the antlers now, which I tried stabbing in, which did not work. So I had to sew them on, and we're almost done this cute little stuffy. And after this, we're going to be creating Mama, which I will start doing right now. Okay, I'm going to be creating the same base as I did for babies, just a little bit bigger, and creating the same shapes as I did, again with the body, the head, and the back legs, and the front legs, and the ears, and the tail, and everything. Except for the antlers, I did make actually a different style, but you already saw me make them actually before I started working on Mama. I just decided to do it all in one shot, but now that I have all my pieces, I'm going to start sewing together the head, which looks a lot bigger than baby's because it is, and I'm going to be sewing those two pieces together. Same process as baby, just in a bigger size, and flipping it inside out, adding the stuffing. You've seen me do this lots of times before. Adding in the safety eyes, which again was really hard. Trying to stab them in and trying to add the backing, and they looked really big. And I tried to take them out, but there was no way they'd come out. So Mama eyes are a little bit bug-eyed, which is fine, I guess, but I'm kind of used to them now. It just kind of bothered me at first, and I'm going to be doing the same thing as baby, adding the kind of like dark undershadow on the eye just to create more detail. And the needle felting part of this process was quite fun. Sewing I actually enjoy, except for some parts of it. It's kind of annoying, but again, adding the little cheeks and adding on the ears, which you see me, I'm just actually stabbing them in place with my needle felting tool instead of sewing them on, which actually was way quicker, and they are not going anywhere. And I'm also adding on the antlers, which they had to be sewn on because they did not stab in because they're such thin pieces. But yeah, now I'm working on the body. Again, it's bigger than baby's, which actually, I'm kind of like referring this to my mom and me, but I'm actually a lot taller than my mom, so technically I should be Mama, and they should be like the same size, but let's just, never mind. They're still cute together, and yeah, let's just pretend that I'm smaller than my mom. And again, working on the front and back legs, making sure I secure the stitching tight and making sure they're nice and plump and stuffed, making sure my knot is nice and tight so they don't fall apart, because I want these to be durable. Even though they're kind of just for decoration, I still want them to be durable and last a long time. And yeah, now that I have finished the back legs, I'm going to start on the front legs. Same process as I've been doing every single time, same kind of stitching in the same way, flipping it inside out, stuffing it. I think I've like memorized this pattern now. It's super easy to do and kind of repetitive, but yeah, after a while it does get very tiring just doing the same thing over and over again. These are different shapes for the most part, but yeah, now sewing these onto Mama, adding her front legs in as well as her back legs, and I decided to use my needle felting tool to kind of like stab them in place so they're not like sticking out, and that they can like sit properly instead of like keep falling over and stuff. And I did have to like sew these on, but I just used the tool just to like secure it more. And I'm going to be working on Mama's scarf, which I'm actually doing stripes on and creating like little stripes with the needle felting wool, and which I think the stripes look almost even better than the polka dots. And securing that onto Mama, needle felting it on, and adding her hooves, which again are needle felted on just like babies. These are very similar stuffies, but together as a set they look really cute. And as you can see, I actually used the finger protectors for this process, which I did end up taking off because they were bothering me. I just thought I would stab myself, but I actually didn't really stab myself that many times. There was no point in time where I actually like started bleeding a lot, but I did stab myself a couple times still. But as you can see, now I'm going to be adding little tags onto the ears, so I know the year I made them and also who made them, which is me obviously. And here is the end result for Mama and Baby. I hope my mom likes these because these took forever to make and was a very time consuming process, but it was really fun and I did quite enjoy it, and just showing you the tag there and everything about these stuffies I actually quite like. I mean, the stitching could be a little bit neater. Again, these were hand sewn, so you can't really expect the neatest stitching. But overall, I think these came out really cute. The way the spots look on the back and the way they're sitting with their little scarves, it's very cute. And let's get on to the next project. I'm going to be using my beautiful felting wool for this, and I'm going to be creating a Christmas ornament now, which actually took me like an hour in total. It was really, really quick. I mean, it's not the best creation I've ever made, but like, I feel like it's pretty good for my first time actually trying needle felting. I did use the finger protectors a lot in this process because the needle is just so close to my hand, and like actually like sculpting with the wool, I felt like I'd stab myself if I didn't use these. I did add a little safety eyes and also a little nose, and if you're wondering what animal this is, if you can't tell by the 4 legs and the pointy ears, this is a little white cat, which I was originally going to do a calico, but the way the white looked, I really liked it just simple, and I also added a little green ribbon around the neck, which, I don't know, I think it just really makes this look even cuter than it was before. And making sure all the fibers are nicely sewn in and just like felted and weaved in, I guess. And I'm also going to be adding a little like key clip on top so I can create this as a ornament, and just adding on a little tag so I know the gear and who made it, which obviously, again, was me, as you can tell by my hands. And yeah, that was me. I'm the one who made this. But yeah, I think this actually came out really good for how much time I spent on it. It actually only took like 1 bag of wool, which I was really surprised by. But here's the end result. I think this looks really cute the way it sits. I mean, it kind of looks like the nose is lips, and it kind of looks like an octopus, but if you ignore those facts, I think it's really cute. And when it hangs on the Christmas tree, it's absolutely adorable, and I think for whipping this up pretty quick, it's pretty cute, and I don't know what my hand just did there. But yeah, so here are all 3 things that I made in this video. I really like how they came out. They're so cute, and I hope my mom likes her stuffies and the ornament that I have placed on our tree. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and here are some shots I took of my little things. So I put the ornament in these flowers just because it's really cute. I also took some pictures with the reindeer with some presents, which my cat interrupted this photo shoot, I guess. Yep, there you go. That's just part of having a cat, I guess. I hope you like these because I had a lot of fun, and I'll see you next video. Bye, everyone.